Yep. This was pre-recorded May 11th, 2024 at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time. This is a Beware for Tyrants Beware. A little history of the cleverness and deviance. One, um, my brother's creeper recently posted live to the public and directly to Mr. Kaiser himself. But the important thing was to the public, him creeping around the courthouse in Harding County, Kentucky. Uh, it was out there. It was fair use. Well, I snatched that and I reposted it to prove that yes, he was out there creeping around the courthouse, shaking and being all nervous. Uh, uh, Not for court, not for anything else, but YouTube public awareness. Well, that slimy little rotten piece of shit, racist motherfucker, he he did a copyright strike. Oh, it was a good one too. I get lots of copyright strikes for music I play and stuff, but he actually copyright striked me for using his content, his content, which by the way was not copyrighted. But he was nervous. He was nervous because Kaiser had streamed his stream. He restreamed it publicly, and he was cheering on until he got to the point where he realized for public safety was not going to jail on that day. He had a little conniption fit, and then he took his live stream down. Interesting. He took it down, and then we'd copied a few of it, and we went to my brother's creeper version of it, and several of us, I don't know how many, but I've seen more than one. Several folks also use that stream to show that yes, my brother's creeper was in Hardin County, where he has no business except to do Kaiser's bidding and follow Chris and Tiffany around. Um, and it wasn't done for legal purposes. It was just done to show the viewers that yes, he did do it. Well, my point is he did a copyright strike on me, and he did a hard one where in order for me to fight it, I would have to give my real name, my real address, my real phone number. Uh, Actually, it's been a while since I've seen the form. My real. They encouraged me to contact the creeper directly to resolve it. I just, I let it go. Why did I let it go? Because, I don't want slime balls like that to know my real name, real birth date, real address, real phone number. Because we've all seen what Kaiser simps do when they have any part of that information. We've all seen it. You can deny it, folks out there watching this, but we know what Kaiser's people will do when they've successfully doxed you, internally or externally. Externally, I mean when they post it on their websites, their YouTubes. Internally, when I mean they tell their simps, "Hey, go fuck with this guy." We've seen it. Okay. Um, am I really worried about that? Not really. I'm kind of having a little fun of JJ, who claims that I'm going to be extradited to Kentucky for some silly, silly, silly shit. Uh, but that's not the real reason. I prefer not to be doxxed, and I get it. I'm not that hard to be doxxed. There are a handful of you out there who know who I really am, and it's only a matter of time before I piss the right person off, and they throw out that I'm really Thomas Jefferson of another part of Virginia that I'm actually in. Uh, okay, no, I'm not Thomas Jefferson. I'm not David Finkel. And yes, it's only a matter of time. Actually, I've already been doxxed. You just got to know where to find it. Uh, Strangely, Tyrants Beware, uh, the Kaiser group are calling you by a name. I think they're calling you Benjamin Moore, and they're claiming you work at some Toyota place, and they're even claiming what state you're in. I do not know if that's accurate. Quite frankly, I don't care, other than if that is accurate information, they're telling their folks to come get you, just like Trump does when he outs a poll worker, volunteer poll worker somewhere in the state of Virginia, not Virginia, Georgia, and he outs them and not really outs them, but tells everyone who they are. And then when you know it, people come and harass them. People call them. They have to go into hiding because there's some angry motherfuckers out there that have no business being angry. They're pissed off because their guy didn't win an election. It's the same thing on a smaller scale. Kaiser finds out who you are. He points out who you are, where you are, how to call you, how to drive to your home, where you work, and they make life a living hell. Actually, if you want to find out who I am, go to Delphi forums and find some of my enemies there. It goes back 20 years. They've actually done this to me. This was at a prior address. I don't know if they know my current address. Not a big deal, but that's what they do. That's what they do. And I don't know you, Tyrants Beware. I don't know if you are capable of defending yourself, or if you have family living with you, or if you have coworkers, etc., who are vulnerable to this kind of bullshit. The bullshit does exist. The bullshit exists on Delphi forums. It exists on YouTube. It exists strongly in Camp Kaiser. And I just want to point out that I do believe my brother's keeper really didn't believe he would win the full course of a copyright strike for something he streamed publicly. He didn't really create any content. He just walked around with a camera. No graphics, no music, just walking around with a camera. And he called that a copyright strike. And YouTube, in their automation, said, yeah, it's a copyright strike. And Finkel, if you want to fight it, we need your full name, full address, full social security number, full phone number, blah, 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 which would, I imagine, be fed right to my brother's creeper, who would creep that information right to Kaiser, who would use it in many, many nefarious ways. All right, here's my concern. And I don't know where you're going with this. You might be doing a deep troll. I don't know. Tyrants beware. Now, keep in mind, this is being recorded on May 11th at 11:22 Eastern Time. Tyrants Beware is planning to do something called It's Time to Remove the Mask at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on this date. I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know what it entails. It may be something like, I don't know, Johnson & Johnson. You all know, who's been following our little corner of the internet, that I abbreviated Johnson & Johnson to simply JJ, and I was going to share a document from the DOJ that showed that Johnson & Johnson, did some missteps, and I actually took bullets from that document and put it in my community post. Well, certain bad players who reacted to this, I don't know why. I don't know why they reacted to it. Did I hit close to home? Don't know. Asking. But they reacted strongly. And they put up a document claiming that somebody who's whited out will be extradited to the Commonwealth of Kentucky. That someone was whited out, and that kind of makes me suspect they don't really have my name and address, at least not accurately. Someone once out there got real close with my name, got the wrong spelling, and got an address a few miles away. If I Google my real name, I get a lot of similar results within 10 miles. Apparently, there's a lot of David Finkels out there. I know it's not really David Finkel, but I digress. I'm already 8 minutes into this, and I just wanted to put it out there. Yes, we know they are claiming you are XYZ, you work at ABC, and you live at 123. We know they're claiming that, and I believe it's not true. But even if it is true, I think they keep pushing that button repeatedly over and over again while they don't do it with me. Interesting. They do it to you because right now you're the flavor of the week. A couple weeks ago with the Johnson & Johnson release, it was all about me. Now it's all about you. And when they forget about you, it'll be all about someone else. So hoping their clowns who follow them will also forget. Okay, I believe they want you to unmask. If you are really banking on your anonymity, I recognize the mask. JJ, that's not a kid's mask. That is the anonymous mask. I believe it's based on Guy Fawkes. Okay, I know, I get it. You don't know who the fuck Guy Fawkes is. Guy Fawkes is a man in British history who planned to burn down Parliament. I think he failed. Yeah, Parliament's still standing. And ever since then, they celebrate Guy Fawkes Day with a little bit of fireworks and bonfires and such. And they kind of make fun of him. I might be mistaken about that mask. I know Hollywood has made references to that very face to Guy Fawkes and to similar, uh, what would you call them? People rebelling against the man. And I don't know if that's the intention behind that mask. No, JJ, that's not a kid's mask. Kids don't wear that. Kids wear clown masks, like like your face. Okay, well, that was a silly joke. They may be pushing that button to get you to actually show your face. If it is your preference to continue on YouTube without showing your face, I wouldn't fall for it. Uh, I don't know if that's what you're doing. This may be some sort of a big joke, like the Johnson and Johnson big reveal. I don't know. But let me tell you something. I don't know how long you've been following Kaiser. I've been following him since October or November. I can't remember exactly when. But oh yes, I do remember a fellow named Vegas VIPs. He goes out there with the camera, and at the time I was going out there with the camera, and uh, we noticed each other's content. And one day I noticed when Vegas VIPs and I were kind of going at it, Vegas VIPs did a video kind of trying to slam me and slam someone called Fraud at Wrangler. I'm like, who the fuck is Fraud at Wrangler? So I looked him up, and wow, what a piece of shit you are, Michael Kaiser. I've since moved on to The Shiz Happens, Dark Side of the Tube, and Masters Aren't Retired, Throat Punch Thursdays. I haven't seen that in a while. Stone Vet, who he does almost as much Kaiser material as Kaiser does for public safety material. Anyway, I digress again. And I'm already 11 minutes into this. Don't bother trying to come out on the panel because this is all pre-recorded. I really don't know where this is going. Time to remove the mask. Even if they got the information partially right, this is a story I want to tell you about Vegas VIPs. Vegas VIPs, at least last time I looked, he was still not showing his face. No problem. His primary gig is going out there with the camera, and the camera orientation is at the subject, the building or the crosswalk or the stop sign or the people reacting to cameras. He's not the subject. And that's how I started. I'm not the subject. And as someone trying to have an etiquette behind my camera activity, I didn't show my face. I wasn't hiding my face. I just wasn't the subject. Recently, you may have seen Kaiser flip out about an auditor not turning the camera on some random pretty woman walking by. The pretty woman wasn't the subject, but we now know what Kaiser would do if he was somewhere with a camera. He'd follow the skirts because he's a piggy. Here, piggy, piggy, piggy. Anyway, I'm talking fast. I'm already 12 minutes and 55 seconds into this. What I'm going the long way around is here we have Vegas VIPs who did not want to show his face for whatever reason. He's not the subject. He's trying to maintain anonymity. Who knows? But while I was engaging in all this, I ran into someone else called Perfect Soulmates. Ben, I believe we called him. Perfect Soulmates he doesn't do much YouTube, but he was doing things like he writes books on relationships and he publishes movies and stuff on relationships. His dig is relationships. So he has a YouTube presence. I haven't looked at him in a while. But on that YouTube presence, he has a profile picture of him, which, by the way, matches the picture on the published books. You can buy the book in Amazon.com. I once plugged that book. I'm not really plugging it now, but my point is Ben has a distinct face and a voice that does confuse people, sounds a lot like Vegas VIPs. They're not the same person. I've had them both on panel at the same time, and they have conversations back and forth with each other. They are two individual people. One of my panelists, Killing Time, has been accused of sounding like JJ. I don't hear it, but sometimes when you hear a lot of voices on the YouTube, some of the voices confuse each other. And I believe this is what happened to Kaiser. Once upon a time, after I got to know through YouTube Vegas VIPs and Perfect Soulmates, not to be confused with my sexy soulmate, Kimmy, the one who's not always first. Anyway, I digress again. Perfect Soulmates and his picture on the back of his book and his profile picture on YouTube at the time, it's out there. It's an image that's out there. Vegas VIPs was in a tickle slap fest with Kaiser about whether or not he was going to show his face. Kaiser kept saying, I'll have an online debate with you if you show your face. Okay. Well, once upon a time, Kaiser had one of his live streams, and the big event of the evening was the big reveal of Vegas Vip's face. Somebody finally got Vegas Vip's face, and he got his little super chats, and he got his little membership buys, and people are all excited about, we're going to see Vegas Vip's face. Yay, yay. And at the end, he finally showed it. He presented a picture of, yes, Ben. Not the Ben you're being accused of. Ben, I can't remember the last name. Perfect Soulmates. Literally his profile picture from YouTube at the time. I have no idea what Vegas VIPs looks like, and nor do I care. But they get their information wrong all the fucking time. So if you think they're close or dot on or whatever, my suggestion is don't show us your face just to prove them wrong. Show us your face if you want your face shown. Or if this is something else, trying to get a reaction out of them, I applaud you for that, because I love pushing those motherfuckers' buttons. More power to you. And I kind of wish you'd stop, because they're not paying attention to me anymore. Now that he wants people to forget that he said, I know for a fact that Kentucky is going to extradite David Finkel. He wants people to forget that. He doesn't want to take the video down because it's monetized, and if he takes it down, he loses money. But on the other hand, he wants his regulars to forget that he said that. Kaiser regulars, if you're watching this, I want to remind you that he knows for a fact that Kentucky is going to extradite me. So Tyrants, beware. If you're just going to show your face or some other documentation proving who you are to discredit proving who they say you are, I might suggest maybe don't. Maybe you're already not going to. I don't know. I'm 17 minutes into this, and I just wanted to let you know it's okay that they get the wrong information or the part wrong information, because sooner or later they're going to move on to somebody else who pissed them off. What did you do to piss them off, by the way? I want to take notes because I want to piss them off more. Anyway, and as far as the warnings, there will be consequences. That has been directed at you. There will be consequences. That has been directed at me. There will be consequences. That has been directed at Guadalupe Guacamole. There will be consequences. That has been directed at many, many, many people, and nobody that I know of has received a Kaiser consequence. The consequences of Kaiser is laughter. We laugh at him. We laugh at him because he's a piece of shit. We laugh at him because of the parentheses after your name, Tyrants Beware. D-A-C. Donald Atwater Cameron. If you want to be full in context, there's a junior after that. If you really want to be in full context, it's Lance Corporal, United States Marine, retired. Medically retired. No Kaiser, not medically boarded out. When you serve 24 months or more, they don't board you out, they retire you. You obtain a retirement on the medical situation. Donald Atwater Cameron Jr. That is not, JJ, a pissing on of a grave to embarrass Kaiser. It is to honor someone who is murdered in cold blood. Many people are using it because they are aware of what you did. That cold Christmas season so many years ago, while you still walk free from your mom's bathroom to your mom's back room to wherever you're allowed to sleep. Anyway, I just want to say beware, Tyrants, beware. If you are taking the bait, don't take the bait. If you just want to slam them, please enjoy. I will be watching either at 8 p.m. tonight Eastern Time or shortly after, depending on how my schedule unfolds today. And I'm sure whatever it is, I will enjoy it. For everyone else, peace out and enjoy the drama on YouTube, because, if you can't handle YouTube, shit, you shouldn't be on YouTube. Cheerio.